Welcome back, and you're watching Market Fatafat on ET Now. But let's move on to an exclusive chat with Byju's co-founder as they announced the deal with a football star Lionel Messi, who will be endorsing the brand. Now, co-founder Divya Gokulnath also lays out their growth roadmap amid the mass layoff and concerns over profitability as well. Let's go across and listen in.
If you look at why is it that today's Messi's announcement partnering education for all making all the headlines, and the fact is it's sad that it has to be a Messi coming on board to give voice to education for all. Nayantara, if you looked at my LinkedIn post even yesterday, I spoke about education for all, and I spoke about it because it was a big partnership with the Andhra Pradesh government where we empowered 30 lakh students and 2 lakh teachers. It is one of our biggest initiatives in education for all. Nobody picked it up, right? It is an ongoing thing, education for all. In fact, we continuously speak about the work that we've been doing over the last few months. So it's not that we are announcing this today. Education for all has been something that we've always been speaking about. A company always has two things, right? There is business and then there is beyond business. Beyond business is where there is community, where there is impact, where you give back to society at large. The fact is both of these tracks were running in parallel. It's just that, media has always chosen to focus on the business part, right? But there's always been a very successful, highly impactful, not for business, beyond business initiative, which has been running equally successfully.
I take your point, but you're saying it was running parallelly, and that you yesterday also you posted on LinkedIn and nobody picked it up. But Divya, if your intention is to actually have education for all and to make a difference, why are you bothered if anybody's picking it up or not? Why do you need a Lionel Messi to pick it up? Just do the good.
We are doing the good, right? But sometimes you need more participation to make something more successful. Today, it's important that so I'll just give you an example of what we're doing in Education for All. We have a give initiative where anybody can contribute a device. We load it with Byju's content and we give it for free. In the last 3 hours, the amount of attention Education for All has received, it hasn't received that in the last 18 months. It's saddening. It's anguishing. And I'm telling you this, I can tell you this. But it's just that, and an initiative like this will never be successful until so many more people are involved in giving back to society. And there's huge potential and we can do this together. But you need the same visibility for it. And it clearly shows that if the right person, the right ambassador is there to take that message out for you, it becomes even more successful. So this is not about, whether somebody writes about us or not. It is about, can we make this platform even more successful? Can we make this initiative even more successful? Can we have more people participating in it? And because it's ultimately something where the more we do it, the better it gets, right? So this at scale can create even more impact. It's education that we're talking about at the end of it. So frankly, even I'm not bothered about who writes and who doesn't, but it's just that the attention it deserves, it doesn't get. And today it has gotten it at last. And I'm with you. I mean, someone is bright, young journalist like you, even you didn't speak about Andhra, right? Yesterday, nobody did, right? I'm not talking about you alone. And I gave Andhra as an example. Even 1 month back, we did speak about how it's giving better learning outcomes. We are in partnership with Niti Aayog. We're in the remotest parts of the country with EFA. We've grown from 3.5 million children that we're benefiting to 5.5 million children today. You introduced us, even today you introduced us as the world's most valuable edtech company. But in that introduction, there is no mention of education for all, because see, ultimately, valuations can come and go, but values are forever. Value creation is forever.
You're saying values are forever. So once again, I come back to one point, Divya, because you used 2 words right now in the previous answer. You used the words saddening and anguishing, right? Are your employees today saddened and anguished that Byjus is willing to go out, make an effort, and it must have taken a long time and a lot of money to sign up Lionel Messi? He's the world's most expensive player according to Forbes in the year 2022. How are you explaining this to your employees? How are you explaining this also to the employees, the 2,500 employees who have been asked to go or will be asked to go in the days to come?
Yeah, so you introduced Messi also as the world's most expensive footballer. And I should also tell you that he's also the humblest, the one who values education a lot, right? So if you actually think about it from the other angle, Messi can choose to partner with multiple brands, but he did with Byjus, he did with an Indian company, because he believed in our cause and in our mission that we can enhance human potential, and education is a big enabler to enhance human potential. Right now, I would reiterate that this is not a normal sponsorship or normal, partnership. This is a social impact partnership. And here it is about coming together and adding more value to each other, and the values that three of us, like it would be Messi, Byju, and me, that we share in terms of what we think about education, we think about development, we think about children, we think about future. It's exactly the same. And speaking about the rationalization, right, that we had to do, it was the toughest decision for both Byju and me to take for the company, and we've spoken about it. I know how much ever we say and we apologize, it's not enough. It would be the last thing that we would, account for. It's the last thing that, okay, I'll just take that right. It would be the last thing that we would want to do. But sometimes what Byju and Divya want is not what Byju's as a company demands, right? We did it because this would help us move towards our path to profitability. By the fourth quarter of this year, certain steps had to be taken, and hence it was taken. It was taken keeping multiple, viewpoints in mind. It was kept keeping the larger business perspective in mind. But today I don't want to focus on that, Nayantara, because I know that the reason you got me on call is because you wanted to focus on EFA, and I'm grateful that you felt that EFA was a subject that deserves to be spoken about, Messi or no Messi, right? You agree with me? It's Messi
But
or no
Divya,
Messi.
the point also is, but Divya, if education for all is indeed going to be where you and Byju, Ravindran are dreaming for it to be, your core has to be strong, has to be rock solid, right? Whether you talk about it in exercise, whether we talk about it in any way, you teach that as well, that your foundation, your core has to be really strong. And I would imagine that foundation and core has to be the business itself, the core business, in this sense that you can also devote more attention to education for all. So in a way, the two might be intertwined. So I take it, and like you said, no amount of apology is going to be enough. But can you also explain to me, when you
core is strongest, and if I may add, Nayantara, the core is very strong, right? So if you look at this, so while I know that rationalization is one aspect of this path to profitability, there is also realigning of marketing expenses. There is also reduction of operational costs. So it's a three-step, plan, or a three-step approach that will help us. And over there, only because the core is strong, can we continue with the same revenue run rate of 1,000 crores per month while ensuring that we are going towards profitability. That will not happen unless your core is strong. That will not happen unless you're confident on the new model that you're scaling, where we have launched 250 hybrid learning centers across the country, brick and mortar, where children can learn both online and offline. And both Akash and Great Learning, our subsidiaries, are scaling better than ever before. So the core is definitely strong. And we have been speaking about our business numbers as well.